Thank you so much, Anurag.
Anurag, unlike you, I finished the book. And guess when I got the copy of the book? Last night at 10 o'clock. Okay, and I think that speaks volumes. And before that I was very worried because I called CP and I asked him, CP, what would you classify this book as? Would you call it a thriller? He paused for a minute. Okay, and I don't know why thriller writers don't want to be called, thriller writers. But CP turned around and said, it's a literary fiction. But so I was wondering how, okay, fine, it's a literary fiction, but it's a thriller too. And well, he didn't agree. But to my mind, I finished about 210 pages or so last night, and the balance I finished this morning. And to me, I have never read any other book so fast in my life. I think that speaks volumes. When you read the book, there's a character called Hani Kumar. And if you read the book, and the character really gets into you. And he's a bit of, how do I put it? He's a bit of Ranjit, Gulshan Grover, Ajit, and Gabbar Singh combined. Can you just imagine the power of that particular guy? He's a mixed breed of all these four guys and doesn't let you go. And that's the power of this guy, and the power of the narration in this book is just too good. Despite the language, which is very flamboyant, the story moves extremely fast, and I would say that each one of you should not only read this, but probably go back and...
Sentence has to lead to something. There's a thing, what is going to happen next is a problem with me. I have no idea what's going to happen next, but then I'm curious. Hadel actually comes from a Greek word called Hades. Is the abode of the dead, it's another world. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of this Hadel is that there's a particular marine region in the sea, which is about 23,000 feet deep, and where the opacity and the density and pressure are really high, and so are currents, which is what happens between people. I'm finding more and more that people are constantly wearing masks, and as things go by, as years go by, I realize that there's not much difference between the mask you wear and the face that you have grown. So there is something about that. So it is about people, it's about what we do to each other, is how we are talking to each other but thinking something else. It's about the currents which we issue from our, almost non-existent heart, and, catch everybody in that flow.
When I was reading the text, and underfucked. So, and he says that balance that, and you had your money's worth.
Yeah, I think it's well put. That's all I can say. India. And the moral condition, the kind of things we ask of other people comes from that actually. It is, the entire thing is a very defensive posture. And we keep talking about, why you should be like Ram, Maryada Purushottam, and it's all I would think. I hope, my former management is not here because I might be taken to court on that. The Maryada Purushottam himself is an extremely defensive person. If you read Ramayana, how can you desert your beautiful, sensitive, sincere wife because the public perception will damage you? How do you do that? How do you say that, I'll let her walk through the fire, man, because I need to appear as good?